The moment often comes with a kind of confusing softness. After pulling away, creating distance, and showing through their actions that they no longer want a romantic relationship, the avoidant person suddenly offers something that sounds calm, reasonable, and even caring: friendship. They may tell you that you matter deeply to them, that they care about you, and that they don't want you to disappear from their life entirely. They present friendship as the mature solution, a way to preserve the bond while accepting that the romantic relationship isn't working. At first, it can sound generous. They aren't completely cutting you off. They aren't vanishing without a word. Instead, they're suggesting a connection that feels more comfortable and manageable for them. But underneath this gentle offer can be a much deeper pattern rooted in avoidance. Sometimes, the desire to remain friends isn't about a lack of feeling at all. It can be about wanting to keep someone close while avoiding the emotional exposure that a real romantic relationship demands. For an avoidant person, friendship can become a safer place to put feelings they don't know how to face. The romantic relationship feels too intense, too exposing, too demanding of vulnerability. So they try to change the shape of the connection rather than confront what they actually feel. In some cases, they may offer friendship precisely because losing you completely feels unbearable, even though admitting the depth of that attachment feels equally frightening. That is why it's important to look beyond the words alone. An offer of friendship may sound kind, but accepting it can leave you in a painful position if it allows them to maintain access to you without offering the consistency, openness, and emotional presence that a genuine partnership requires. What appears to be a peaceful compromise can sometimes become a way of keeping the connection alive on terms that protect them while leaving you to carry the emotional cost. For someone with strong avoidant tendencies, romantic love can feel incredibly threatening. Loving another person means accepting that they matter to you. It means recognizing that they can affect your emotions, that their presence brings comfort, and that their absence can hurt. It requires you to admit that you cannot completely control what you feel. For someone who has built their sense of safety around independence and emotional self-protection, that level of openness can feel dangerous. When an avoidant person begins to realize they have strong feelings for you, their reaction may not be happiness or excitement. Instead, their nervous system may interpret those feelings as a threat. They notice that they think about you often, that your behavior affects their mood, and that they care more deeply than they expected. These signs of attachment can awaken old fears, often without them consciously understanding why. Somewhere beneath the surface may be old lessons that taught them closeness can lead to pain. They may have learned that needing another person creates the possibility of rejection, disappointment, or abandonment. Over time, they developed ways to protect themselves from ever feeling too dependent or exposed again. Then love appears, asking them to feel exactly what they have spent years trying to avoid. This is why simply moving forward into deeper intimacy can feel impossible for them. Saying, "I love you," can feel terrifying, because those words make the emotional reality harder to deny. Commitment can feel overwhelming because it requires them to openly choose someone and accept the vulnerability that comes with that choice. As the relationship becomes deeper, their fears may grow stronger because greater intimacy asks for more emotional openness than they know how to tolerate. Yet walking away completely may not feel easy either. They may genuinely care about you and value what you share. They may want you in their world even while closeness frightens them. Friendship can then seem like the perfect answer to an internal conflict they don't know how to resolve. By calling you a friend, they can keep the connection while making it feel less emotionally dangerous. Friendship may seem to offer more space, more independence, and fewer expectations. In their mind, friends can care for one another without the same level of emotional exposure that romantic partners require. That distance can make staying connected feel safer. The label also gives them a way to explain their feelings in terms that feel easier to accept. Instead of confronting the possibility that they are deeply in love, they can tell themselves that they simply value you as a friend. Calling it friendship may make the feelings seem smaller and more manageable, even when the emotional attachment underneath has not actually disappeared. It can also protect the identity they have built around being independent. Perhaps they have convinced themselves that they don't need relationships, that they are better off alone, or that emotional dependence is weakness. Admitting they deeply love someone can challenge that entire image. Friendship allows them to continue believing they are fully independent while still holding on to someone who matters greatly to them. They may honestly believe that removing the romantic label will make everything easier. They imagine that without the expectations of a relationship, the pressure will disappear and the connection will become less intense. But changing the name of the relationship doesn't automatically change what they feel. Love doesn't necessarily vanish because two people begin calling each other friends. The emotional attachment can remain exactly where it was. This reveals something important about avoidance. The person may believe that vulnerability comes from the relationship itself, when in reality, vulnerability often comes from caring deeply. If someone's happiness matters to you, if their presence changes your world, and if losing them would hurt, those feelings exist regardless of whether you call them a partner or a friend. Changing the structure may temporarily make the avoidant person feel safer, but it cannot erase the emotions they are still trying to keep at a distance. If the avoidant person chooses to continue a friendship with you, they may eventually discover that changing the relationship label does not remove their emotional vulnerability. If the same feelings are still there, you can still affect them deeply, whether you are called a friend or a romantic partner. But when they first offer friendship, they often don't understand this. They may sincerely believe they have found the perfect solution, a way to keep you close while protecting themselves from the emotional exposure that intimacy creates. To them, friendship can feel like a fair and generous compromise. They can remain connected while avoiding the deeper truth of what they feel. This kind of emotional denial is often familiar territory. People with avoidant patterns may spend years minimizing their needs, dismissing their emotions, and convincing themselves they don't need anyone too deeply. Offering friendship can become another version of that same pattern. They want you in their life, but they don't want the vulnerability and responsibility that partnership brings. There is another reason friendship can feel appealing to them. It may allow them to continue enjoying the comfort and value you bring into their life without facing the expectations that came with being your partner. During the relationship, even normal needs may have felt overwhelming to them. Wanting regular communication could have felt like too much pressure. Asking for emotional presence might have felt like a demand they didn't know how to meet. Expecting consistency and reliability could have been interpreted as a threat to their freedom. Yet that doesn't mean your presence meant nothing to them. You may have brought comfort, companionship, support, and connection into their life, even if they struggled to openly receive or appreciate those things. You may have awakened emotions they usually keep buried. Some of those feelings may have frightened them, but that doesn't mean they didn't value what you shared. This creates an inner conflict. They don't want to lose what you bring into their world, but they may also feel unable or unwilling to meet the demands of a healthy romantic relationship. Friendship can then appear to offer the best of both worlds. In their mind, they can still talk to you, see you, and enjoy your presence without having to provide the consistency or emotional openness that partnership requires. Friends, after all, aren't necessarily expected to speak every day. Friends can have more space. They can go long periods without contact and reconnect later. They can maintain independence while still caring about each other. For someone uncomfortable with intimacy, This arrangement can sound ideal because it allows connection to exist at a distance they can control. But this is where the situation can become deeply unfair. The arrangement may be designed around what feels comfortable for them without enough consideration for what it costs you. Remaining friends with someone you still love can make healing incredibly difficult. It can keep old hopes alive, make it harder to move forward, and leave you emotionally attached to a connection that no longer gives you what you truly need. Sometimes the friendship offer may also help them ease their own guilt. Many people with avoidant tendencies don't consciously want to hurt others. They may know that completely walking away would cause pain, while staying in the romantic relationship feels impossible to them. Friendship allows them to tell themselves they are still being caring. They can believe they are preserving the connection and doing the kind thing by not disappearing entirely. That can protect their image of themselves as a good person. They don't have to fully confront the pain their withdrawal has caused or acknowledge the ways their behavior affected you. The offer of friendship becomes proof in their mind that they still care. But good intentions don't automatically make an arrangement healthy. A connection can be offered with genuine affection and still primarily serve one person's emotional comfort. There can also be an unspoken desire to keep the door open. They may not want a relationship now, but some part of them may fear losing the possibility forever. By keeping you close, they don't have to face the reality of you moving on and becoming unavailable. Friendship can leave you within reach, while they continue figuring out what they want. This becomes especially painful when one person is still emotionally invested. You may find yourself waiting, wondering whether friendship will eventually turn back into romance, or hoping they will become ready. Meanwhile, they are free to live at their own pace and make choices without offering you clarity or commitment. The longer this uncertainty continues, the more it can delay your ability to truly let go and make space for new possibilities. The idea that friendship will remove all pressure is often an illusion. Your feelings and needs do not disappear simply because the relationship has been renamed. You may still want more contact than they are willing to give. You may still hope for emotional closeness. You may still need reliability and consistency. The same painful patterns can return, except now they may have an easy response. We're only friends. That phrase can become a shield against accountability. Your needs may be dismissed as unreasonable because the relationship no longer carries a romantic label. Meanwhile, the emotional connection may remain strong enough to keep you attached. This can create a confusing dynamic where you are expected to accept less while still carrying many of the same feelings. Healthy friendship requires mutual care, respect, and effort. It should not mean one person receives emotional access while the other is expected to silence their needs. Connection without vulnerability, closeness without consistency, and care without reciprocity are not the foundations of a healthy relationship in any form. Changing the label doesn't solve those problems. The offer of friendship can also restore a sense of control for the avoidant person. Intimacy requires both people to consider each other's feelings and needs. It means accepting that another person will influence your choices and that you cannot control every emotional outcome. For someone who feels safest when they maintain distance and independence, this loss of control can feel frightening. By ending the romance and offering friendship instead, they may feel that they are once again deciding the terms. They determine what kind of relationship is available, how close you can be, and what expectations are acceptable. This can feel much safer than the uncertainty and shared negotiation required by a committed relationship. It may also allow them to shape the story of why the relationship ended. Calling it a mature decision to be friends can sound easier than admitting they struggled with intimacy or could not meet the needs of the relationship. The new narrative may protect their ego by making the ending seem like a mutual choice rather than forcing them to examine their own role in what went wrong. Your response to the friendship offer can also reveal something important to them. Consciously or unconsciously, they may wonder whether you will remain even when they cannot give you what you need. If you accept, they may feel reassured that you still value them. They get the comfort of knowing they matter to you without necessarily having to become more emotionally available. For someone carrying deep fears of being unlovable, your willingness to stay can feel like powerful validation. Part of them may want proof that you care enough to accept whatever level of connection they can offer, but that places an unfair burden on you. You should not have to abandon your own healing or accept an arrangement that hurts you simply to prove that your love was real. And if you choose not to accept friendship, they may interpret that decision through their own fears. They may tell themselves that your love was conditional or that people only stay when they get exactly what they want. But choosing what protects your emotional well-being does not mean you never cared. You are not responsible for staying in a painful situation just to disprove someone else's deepest insecurities. This is why the situation can feel impossible. If you stay, they may take your presence as permission to continue without changing. If you leave, their defenses may use your absence to confirm the fears they already carry. But their interpretation is ultimately theirs to work through. You cannot heal another person's attachment wounds by sacrificing yourself. Friendship can also give the avoidant person control over distance. During the romantic relationship, your desire for closeness may have constantly conflicted with their need for space. In a friendship, they can maintain the distance that feels safest and describe it as normal friendship behavior, rather than acknowledging their emotional avoidance. If you ask for more contact, they may say you're expecting too much. If you want deeper emotional openness, they may insist that such intimacy isn't necessary between friends. And that is where you must look beyond the label and pay attention to the reality of the connection. The most important question is not whether they call you a friend, but whether the relationship being offered is truly mutual, respectful, and healthy for both of you. You deserve a connection that doesn't require you to shrink your needs, simply so someone else can feel comfortable keeping you close. The friendship arrangement can give the avoidant person a convenient reason to maintain the amount of distance that feels safest to them while making your desire for greater closeness seem unreasonable. Once the relationship has been placed inside the boundaries of friendship, they can use that label to justify their emotional unavailability. If you want more contact, more connection, or deeper emotional closeness, they may point to the fact that you are just friends and suggest that you are asking for something inappropriate. This structure can also make it easier for them to shift responsibility onto you when the arrangement begins to hurt. If you admit that friendship is not enough for you, that you're struggling with the change, or that remaining close is making it difficult to heal, they may accuse you of not respecting their boundaries. They may say they were honest about what they could offer, and that the problem is your inability to accept it. In this way, attention can move away from the pain created by the situation and toward you as the person who is supposedly causing the conflict simply by having feelings and needs. This protects the avoidant person from facing the impact of their choices. They can continue believing that they have done everything reasonably while you are left questioning whether your needs are somehow unfair. But feeling hurt by a relationship that no longer meets your emotional needs does not make you disrespectful or demanding. You are allowed to recognize that what someone can offer is not enough for you. Keeping a friendship also serves as emotional protection for the avoidant person. As long as some form of connection remains, they don't have to fully experience what they have lost. They can tell themselves that you are still part of each other's lives and that the bond has not truly disappeared. This can spare them from confronting the painful possibility that their inability to show up in the relationship may have cost them someone important. If the connection ended completely, they might eventually have to sit with the absence. They might have to recognize their own part in why things fell apart and feel the consequences of choosing distance over intimacy. Continued friendship can soften that reality. It creates the comforting impression that nothing essential has been lost, even when the relationship has fundamentally changed. Perhaps one of the most difficult parts of the friendship offer is the possibility of an unspoken hope that you will remain nearby while they figure themselves out. Often this hope is not openly expressed and may not even be fully conscious. Somewhere inside, they may understand that they are not capable of giving you the relationship you deserve right now. They may recognize that their patterns have caused damage and that something within them would need to change before they could become a more present and secure partner. But growth can take time, and sometimes a very long time. Friendship allows them to keep the connection alive during that period. If they eventually become ready for a relationship, you might still be there. Without directly asking you to wait, the arrangement can quietly make waiting more likely. The problem is that this can leave you emotionally invested in someone who is still uncertain about whether they can meet your needs. You may continue caring, hoping, and remaining available while they move through their own process at their own pace. Their future possibility can begin to take priority over your present reality. That imbalance can become deeply unfair. You are asked, directly or indirectly, to remain connected to someone who cannot give you what you want while holding on to the possibility that someday things might change. Meanwhile, they are free to take whatever time they need, maintain the distance that feels comfortable, focus on themselves, and make their own choices without having to give you a clear timeline or commitment. They may even say, "I want you to live your life," or "I'm not asking you to wait for me." On the surface, those words sound respectful and generous, and they may genuinely mean them. But words and emotional dynamics do not always have the same effect. They don't have to explicitly ask you to wait if the continued closeness makes it difficult for you to emotionally move on. The connection itself can keep hope alive, even when no promise has been made. This is why genuine friendship can be difficult to create immediately after a relationship when romantic feelings are still active. Real friendship stands on its own. It does not depend on one person secretly hoping for romance to return while the other quietly wants to preserve the possibility for the future. When hidden hopes and unresolved attachment remain, the relationship can become a kind of emotional waiting room rather than a true friendship. The desire to keep you close may also reveal that, despite their withdrawal, they recognize your value. They may know that your presence brought something meaningful into their life. They may sense that losing you completely would be painful, and that what you offered is not easily replaced. This can explain why letting go feels so difficult, even when they are unable to participate in the relationship in the way you need. But recognizing your value is not the same as being capable of building a healthy relationship with you. And it is unfair for your present life to be placed on hold because of someone's possible future growth. Your feelings exist now. Your needs exist now. You should not have to sacrifice your happiness today for the chance that another person may someday become ready. There are no guarantees about what the future will bring. They may never address the patterns that keep them distant. They may grow and still choose a different path. They may take so long to change that your life naturally moves forward without them. The imagined future in which you wait, they heal, and everything finally works out is only one possibility, and often not the one you should build your life around. Keeping you close can also protect them from experiencing the full consequences of losing the relationship. If you remain in their life, they never have to face your complete absence. They can continue receiving some form of connection without confronting what their limitations may have cost them. That emotional buffer can make it easier to avoid the painful reflection that genuine change often requires. Sometimes, real distance forces a person to face themselves in ways that continued contact does not. When someone important is truly gone, there is no longer a familiar connection available to soften the loss. That experience can sometimes lead a person to reflect on their patterns and seek growth. Continued friendship does not necessarily prevent change, but it can make it easier to postpone facing the deeper emotions that change requires. Ultimately, you cannot pause your life while someone else decides whether they are ready to meet you where you are. You can care deeply about someone and still choose the distance necessary to protect your heart. Their healing is their responsibility, and your healing is yours. A connection should not require you to live in uncertainty, suppress what you need, or remain emotionally available for a future that has never been promised.